Hey, good morning, folks. The time is 10:18 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 15th of October, 2025. And you know that's the 16th for those folks on the other side of the planet, my time-traveling friends in Australia. You know, I want to say hello to everybody around the world, but I want to do a little special hello, or maybe a big special hello, to those folks in the city called Melbourne. Why a special hello to those folks? Well, they're not the biggest city in the world. I mean, they're not small, but they're not the biggest city in the world. And yet, they are the city with the most group members, our group, well, I thought it was funny, of any other city in the world. That's right, they are number one. Number two is, and it's not that far back, is Sydney. Just like, what, 990 kilometers away or something like that? I don't know. I've never been to either. But folks, that's pretty awesome. You know, it's incredible. And I want to say, once again, hello to everybody and hello to Melbourne. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're all doing good, not just the folks in Melbourne.
Wow, I can't believe I'm finally gonna be in Australia. Kangaroos! Hey buddy, what's... Oh!
Quit saying Melbourne! Yeah.
Oh my god, what the hell just happened to me? Sorry, I had to slip that video in there. I made it. I gotta use it, right? And you know what? Thanks again to Smiko Miko. I believe that is the name, Smiko Miko. He's the voice of the kangaroo in that. And thank you also to my friend Paul Daly from Sydney, Australia, who asked his buddy Smiko Miko to do that. Now I want to do another version of that video, almost the same, but add a little bit more audio at the end. We want Smiko to record that. Hopefully he'll do that for us. All right, folks, enough about Melbourne. I hope you're all doing fantastic today. As I said, it's October 15th, 16th for those folks. And you know what? We're just about halfway through the spooky month. We're almost there at Halloween. We're halfway to Halloween in this month. We're well over halfway to Halloween in the year, right? So looking forward to that. I'm a big fan of Halloween. Yeah, so that's where we are, I guess. And folks, you know, I was talking about how big we are and how many members we have in Melbourne. Well, folks, do you know how many members we have worldwide? We're sitting at just about 870,000 members in this community of ours. That's pretty incredible for a group that just shares memes and makes people laugh, eh? We must be pretty funny. And if we're pretty funny because of you. And you know, with that many, you know, folks in one group, that's more people than a lot of cities have populations. So, yeah, I think you've heard this before. I like to call us the funniest city on the internet. Population us, funny people in a funny place, making people laugh. And we do that because you're funny. So keep that funny stuff coming in, folks, because, man, it's been fun, and we are awesome because of you. You rock. You absolutely rock, folks. So, what's happening today? Well, what's going on in your lives? I ask this every video, and I love it when you folks respond. I'd love to hear from anyone, but I especially love to hear from you, that person who's never replied to one of these videos, never commented. Just a little thing, even just like a GIF or something like that, or just a reaction on the video like that, the laugh, the like, anything like that. At least I know you're out there. But if you'd like to share something about yourself, I would love that. You know, maybe something about your hobbies. Maybe you got a collection or something like that. I'd love to see pictures of your pets. Maybe you got some awesome plants that you're proud of. I want to know a little bit about you, as little or as much as you want to share, you know. Leave it in a comment on this video, or you could send an email to jokes@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. Either way, I'm going to get it, and we're going to use that if we can, because we want to make the funniest city on the internet the friendliest city on the internet. And maybe one way we can do that is by building a little bit of a sense of community. You know, and I'm asking you what you're doing, and I'll tell you what I'm doing and what I've done yesterday. Now, yesterday was a write-off for me. Got up in the morning, got coffee, got Wendy coffee, made breakfast, stuff like that. But by around 11:30, I had a little bit of headache. No, I woke up feeling like I got run over by the old H truck yesterday. But I didn't have a headache or anything. I just thought, I'm tired. But yeah, by about 11:30, I had a little bit of a headache. And shortly after lunch, I'd say by about 12:30, 1 o'clock, I was out of it. I had a migraine, a full-blown migraine. The lights were all flickery, and one of my eyes I could barely open. I could barely talk, and I was so confused. So freaking confused. Like, I didn't know what was going on. I was worried a little bit, I think, but I was more confused than worried. So I think the confusion kept me from worrying more than I should have, or maybe from worrying too much. But after a bit, I realized, this is a migraine, and I had to miss work. And I love my job. And yesterday was a Flames game, Calgary Flames, greatest team in the NHL. Despite win or lose, the greatest team in the NHL in my heart, at least, right? So, no, sorry, forget about the hockey though. I had to miss work, and today I feel like I got a little bit of a hangover, like a headache hangover. I mean, I feel much better. I don't have a headache. I just feel a little fuzzy around the edges. But oh my gosh! But about I had taken some ibuprofen, right, and got into a dark spot and a quiet spot. I think about 8:30, 9 o'clock. The headache was pretty much gone for the most part, but I was still like feeling a little confused, a little rough, but like I had just, I don't know, like I'd just been blown up. But yeah, that's gone, so don't have to worry about that. It's always something. I'm always complaining about something, right? But that's how I spent my day yesterday. The day before, though, it was our anniversary, and we had a fantastic dinner. We went to the Carriage House Inn. Now, I believe I was saying the Coast Terrace Inn. Another nice place, but that's not where we went. We went to the Carriage House Inn. I had a Thanksgiving dinner because it was Canadian Thanksgiving. So I want to say thank you to the folks that wished us happy anniversary on that last video, on comments on the last video, and I also want to say a thank you to the folks who wish us happy Thanksgiving too, because I know it's not Thanksgiving for you folks in the States, but we appreciate that, and especially the happy the happy anniversary from a bunch of folks, and you folks all rock, and I appreciate that very much. We had a great day. It was a fantastic meal, and then we went to Krispy Kreme donuts after and grabbed some donuts. So that was our we had a really nice evening. So thank you. That was, of course, that was on the 13th. Today, what am I doing today? Still feeling rough around the edges, but get myself going. And then I've got to go to Costco, do a little bit of shopping. I'd go, normally Wendy and I would go together, but she's still wearing an air cast because she had a blood clot and a torn muscle in the back of her calf on her left leg. So I'm not going to make her walk around Costco. So I'm going to do that, and then she has an appointment after work, which I'm going to bring her to. I don't think that's a long appointment. Doesn't matter if it is. Anyways, I would be there doing that. But that's what I'm doing today. And now let's see. I'm going to be talking about some other people, I promise, not just myself. But there's some other things I want to talk about. Oh, talking about the spooky season, like Halloween and all that. I got this idea. I want to do something. I'm thinking about making I'm going to use air quotes here because it's not real TV, but making a channel on YouTube. So I want to do a live stream on YouTube, and it'll also be on Twitch, which is if you don't know what Twitch is, because a lot of this group is around my age, Twitch is a platform or a website you can go to, and where you can both stream, like video games or whatever you want to do. You can stream to this Twitch, to this platform, and you can also watch people streaming. So what I want to do is create a kind of a spooky channel, a Halloween channel, where I'll be streaming public domain horror movies. Now, public domain movies are movies whose the copyright have lapsed. They weren't renewed or anything, so it's just out in the public now. So you can legally, you can copy them, you can download them, you can make your own. You can stream them. What I stream them is I'm going to be acting like a TV channel. I'm going to be having as many of these as I can find. I've got about 12 that I've found so far, different titles, different movies. But I want to do like a horror host, like those horror hosts, like Sven Gulli, Billy Bob, I can't remember his last name. Actually, or Elvira, but much less busty and much less attractive. Those old horror hosts from the old TV where they would host these horror movies, and they would introduce them. There's actually a good example in The Lost Boys. There's a good example of one in there too. So I want to do that. I think it'd be kind of fun. So I've actually bought a cape, like a vampire cape, because I want to do the character thing if I can, like the guy would do. Oh, and also if you were a fan of SCTV, Count Floyd's Monster Chiller Theater. Oh, you know, that kind of thing, if you know what I'm talking about. So I'm thinking about doing that, and if and when I do that, I will, of course, let you folks know about that if you want to check it out. That's just a dumb idea I've had. I did something like that last year for a bit, so that's a possible plan. Probably going to happen. I'll let you folks know. So if you even know what I'm talking about. So what I want to do, too long don't read kind of thing, is I want to stream some public domain horror movies, maybe some TV show episodes if I can find some that are in the public domain that are horror related, Halloween related, and host it and introduce the movies, and I'll try to be in character, like whether it's be like a Dracula or a Gorilla suit or something like that, or maybe a mummy. I'll introduce them as horror hosts, the horror hosts of old. So that's an idea I have. What do you think of that idea? Would you be into checking that out? It'll be on both YouTube and Twitch. At least those two platforms, maybe other ones, but those are the two for sure. If I do it, and I'll of course have links to that. And once again, if you're not sure what Twitch is, there's always YouTube. So if I do it, or most likely when I do that, I'll let you folks know. I want to know what you think of that idea. Do you think that'd be kind of cool? Or maybe nerdy enough to be neat? I love Halloween, want to do that kind of thing. So I want to hear your input on that. And you know how I ask you to share about your life and stuff like that, and I've been asking you to share those Halloween decorations and setups you see in your neighborhood, and maybe your own too. My mom's got a double whammy here. She shared with us a cardigan that she'd made a couple of days ago, or a couple of videos ago. I showed off some of her most recent knitting, a funky Halloween sweater, and then a square that she had made, a skull square that she had made. She crochets. Sorry if I said knitting, it's crochet. And she wasn't sure what she was going to do with the square. Well, she got a double whammy here. Let me bring this up. I'm going to bring this up here. This is the sweater my mom just made. From that, it started off with a skull square, and then she made a bunch of other ones. Look at this. I guess this is a cardigan. I freaking love this, Mom. This is awesome. Totally Halloween and totally cool. Really, really good stuff. I'm not just saying that because you're Mom. I would love that even if you weren't my mom. But I love it even more because you're my mom. Love you, Mom. And not just that, my mom. I ask you to show off those Halloween displays you see in your neighborhood and stuff like that. My mom also saw this great Jack Skellington in their neighborhood. Check that out. Now their neighbors are getting into it, right? This is cool. Jack Skellington, if you're not aware, it's from the movie The Nightmare Before Christmas. So it's sort of it spans both a Halloween and a Christmas movie, but I definitely call it more of a Halloween movie. Fantastic, Mom. Thank you for sharing that. And I want to see those decorations, those Halloween setups in your neighborhood, but I don't want to just see that. I want to see your pets. I want to see your plants. I want to hear a little blurb about your day. And Michelle Finnerty, she commented on the last video too. So they got a walk coming up on Friday, so I expect to see some awesome pictures from that walk. I don't expect. I'm not instructing you, Michelle, but I'd love to see some pictures from that. Michelle always shares some great photos. She lives in a very beautiful part of the world, the East Coast of the U.S. It's gorgeous photos she sends in all the time, and she's also a very funny person who shares a lot of funny memes, as you will see in our featured post today. And speaking about the spooky season, let's talk about things that scared us as a little kid. I'm going to talk specifically about episodes of TV shows that were not normally horror related or scary, that scared the bejesus out of me, that scared the living crap out of me as a kid. Now, one that really comes to mind, it still sticks in my mind, is actually, I think it was 3 episodes in a row from season 4 of The Brady Bunch. I think it's the first three episodes of that season, and it revolves around the family. They go to Hawaii. I call them the Hawaiian episodes or the Tiki episodes. I tell you, it just this is not a scary show. It's the Brady Bunch. Even if you only know about the movie The Brady Bunch, which is way after the original, it's not scary, right? Well, it's like 3 episodes. I think it was Hawaii Bound. Actually, I'm going to read that. Past the Taboo and the Tiki Caves. Bobby finds the Tiki in a construction site. And then decides to keep it as a good luck charm. And then in the next episode, bad luck starts to happen, right? The next episode, the bad luck gets worse, it escalates, affecting the other family members. Contact Greg has a surfing accident, and then Tarantula appears in their hotel room.
Anyway, I don't think I want it anymore.
That's dumb.
You want it?
Sure, why not? It'll make a great souvenir.
Okay, take it.
I think one of the girls hurts her back or something like that. It just accumulates to the point where they realize, well, at least Bobby realizes that it's obviously the tiki. It's a curse, right? So then I think in the third episode, they go back to Hawaii to return the tiki. And I think that episode, it's called the Tiki Caves, yeah. They get captured by Vincent Price. Oh my gosh, folks. It's funny, I was a kid. Like, that was 1972, so I would have only been 3 years old. So I'm thinking my memories probably come from when early syndication, probably like 73, 74, when I was like 4 or 5. I'm just guessing, because I don't think my memory is that good from being like 3 years old. But anyways, that's it. That stuck in my mind, that tiki terrified me. I don't know why, but I heard from other people too that they said, yeah, that scared them too. What about you? You ever see that episode? I mean, oh man, up until, let's say, early adulthood, I was creeped out kind of by tikis, and it was all because of that darn episode. So I guess that's good writing, really, if you think about it. It scared me, or just I'm a wimp. So yeah, that spooked me out. Now, there were a couple other TV shows too. One that really comes to mind is Fantasy Island. That's right, Fantasy Island with Ricardo Montalban and Hervé Villechaize. Another show. It was always a little bit creepy, Rick, because it dealt kind of with the supernatural. Not kind of, definitely the supernatural. But there were episodes where Mr. Rourke, Ricardo Montalban's character, was in direct conflict, basically battle with the devil. I mean, and to mix that, and then combine that with these creepy kind of like people, like there's specific, I'm sorry, I can't even talk properly, but I do remember a specific episode where a lady wanted to relive a dream, a nightmare of hers or whatever. And it's just total nightmare kind of stuff. So I'm going to show that, like, here's the nightmare, just a few seconds of the nightmare thing. Just look how creepy this is.
Until you fall gently asleep. Then your nightmare will begin, just as you asked for in your fantasy.
Drink your tea, Alan. I'll eat all your cookies.
Right? Creepy as hell. Heck, sorry. And then, of course, I talked about Mr. Rourke being, direct conflict with Mephistopheles, the devils. Roddy McDowall as the devil. He did such a good job. But check this out.
I warn you, Mephistopheles, no reprisals.
You hurt my feelings, my dear Rourke. I know the rules. Even my worst detractors must admit that the devil is a damn good sport. Thanks for the game, Rourke. We will play a game. We have all eternity before us. And sooner or later, I'm bound to win.
Am I wrong? Was that creepy if you were a kid watching that with your parents? A little-ish kid, say 8, 9, 10, whatever. I don't know. It scared me. It really did. Oh man, there's actually another one, Space 1999, what we call the Spaghetti Monster. I'm not going to even show that one.
Close the rear doors!
Maybe I'll show it tomorrow or on Friday or whatever. But anyways, these are shows that scared me. Episodes of shows that were not scary that scared me. These weren't even specifically, I don't believe they were Halloween episodes or anything like that of these shows. They just were creepy. Now, what about you? Did you watch any of those? Did those scare you? Or what are your examples of TV shows that weren't normally scary, that scared the pants off you? I remember some made-for-TV movies that scared me as a kid, too. I mean, there's one called Something Evil. I think it might have been Steven Spielberg's first movie he directed, first or second. I think it's called Something Evil. That scared the heck out of me. I actually reviewed that a few years later. That review's on YouTube. Maybe I'll put a link to that if I remember. I used to do reviews of what I called bad movies. Well, that's another thing that scared me. It was a made-for-TV movie that, oh my gosh, I couldn't sleep at night. The Tiki episodes, though, from the Brady Bunch, it wasn't a matter of not being able to sleep at night, but whenever I saw that episode, that Tiki freaked me out, and Tiki's after that kind of freaked me out. So yeah, let's hear your examples of TV shows that scared you. All right, as usual, I've got some funny posts that I want to share with you. These are posts that have been shared with us from folks like you. Now, I've got 4 of them today. No, sorry, I lied. We've got 5 of them today. We've got one from Ian Kempster, that's my brother, or Nai Retspmek on Facebook, Kellie Crofts, Lizzie Grin, Michelle Finnerty, and Rebecca Dunn. Once again, these are posts that made me laugh, so I decided to feature them here. Maybe your post will make me laugh, and I'll feature it tomorrow. So let's start off with Ian's post. Let me sort of go around and make sure, see what I'm doing here. There we go. I've seen it before, and it made me laugh before. I'm seeing it today, and it made me laugh today. Seen another version of this, too. Basically the same look, though. Awesome, Ian. I really appreciate that. Or Nai Retspmek. Thanks for making me laugh. I'm sure you made a bunch of other people laugh. Same goes for Kellie Crofts' post. I used to be somebody who loved going to parties. I really was. Oh my gosh. I used to crave parties and hanging out and, well, drinking with friends and stuff like that. Not anymore. Not anymore. I don't regret those days. I had a lot of good times, but oh my gosh, I love staying at home. This really spoke to me. Plus, it's Halloween. No, it's not Halloween, but it's October, the spooky season. Kind of a spooky post. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much, Kelly. Next one is from Lizzie Grin. You probably recognize that name if you've been part of this group for more than 5 minutes. She's one of our top posters and a very funny person. This reminds me, I want to get one of those kinetic sculpture things. You know, if you don't get it, it's not funny, but I get it and it's funny. Thank you, Lizzie. You rock. Next one is from Michelle Finnerty. Another name you should recognize. Michelle is, again, one of our top posters. Also one of our moderators. And here's another funny post from Michelle. We've all done it. Come on. If you eat pasta, I'm sure we've all done it. Thank you, Michelle. You rock. And finally, last but not worse or anything like that, Rebecca Dunn's post. Don't talk to me about my diet when I'm dieting, folks. That also reminds me, I got to lose a lot of weight, and I got to start that soon. Rebecca, thank you very much. Michelle, thank you. Lizzie, thank you. Kelly, thank you. Ian, thank you. Thank you to everybody for your funny posts. The only reason this group is as successful as it is because you've made it funny. You folks rock. Keep them coming in. All right, so we got to here, and from here, I think the only place I can steer us is probably directly to the bad jokes. How much room does a fungi need to grow? As much room as possible. Bananas are never lonely. I mean, what can you expect? They hang out in bunches. Why do mummies avoid vacations? Because they're afraid if they relax, they might unwind. We've got a ghost in our house that goes around threatening us with imminent death while cleaning up the place. We call it the Grim Sweeper. I asked my gym instructor if he could teach me how to do the splits. He said, well, how flexible are you? I said, well, I can be here pretty much any day except for Tuesdays. I hope those jokes made you laugh, folks. I mean, I always hope those jokes make you laugh. That's why I tell them, right? Normally I have a whole bunch of people to thank for jokes. Now today I've got one specific person to thank, and it actually came from a post that I could use as a joke, and that's from Katina Stevens Caps. Thank you, Katina. That was one that was I saw last night actually, and it made me laugh, so I shared it. That was the first joke that we did today. How much room does a fungi need, to grow? That was from a post that it just made me giggle. Right now, the other ones were either jokes that I had heard before or things that I'd seen on Reddit, and that they weren't jokes that were attributed to anyone. One I it's a joke that I had heard that I kind of personalized a little bit, was the fourth joke that I told today. It was the ghost in our house that he goes around giving us death threats while cleaning up, the grim sweeper. That one, I won't say I wrote it, but I did alter it a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I didn't come up with that idea originally. Now, folks, you know what is tough? It's tough to find jokes to tell every second day of the week. It really is. And you know what makes it a lot easier? When funny people like you send me jokes that they want me to tell. That's right. Send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com, please. And I would love to tell your jokes. I absolutely would love to tell those jokes that you send me. So send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. Leave them as a comment on this video if you'd like. Or if you want to do something really neat, why don't you take a moment and record yourself telling a joke on your phone, on your webcam, audio, video. Heck, I would even make a video cassette or an audio cassette work. You'd have to contact me, and I'd have to give you an address for that. But I would make that work, my friends. I want to tell your jokes, and I would love for you to tell your jokes. Send your jokes, recordings of your jokes, to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. Folks, I want you to do me a couple favors. I mean, you don't owe me anything, but if you can, I would love you to do me 2 favors today. I would love it if you made somebody laugh, and I would love it if you made sure that you're laughing. That's right. Make somebody laugh, you make their days better, and if you're laughing, your day's getting better, right? And once again, if you have a joke that made you laugh and you'd like me to tell a joke, send it to me. But anyways, folks, the big thing is I want to make sure you're laughing. I want to make sure everybody's laughing. The whole point of these groups is to make people laugh. And if you make other people laugh, you deserve to laugh too.
I've seen the style before. Terminal psychotic.
Get your shirts, coffee cups, hoodies, and more at store.wellithoughitwasfunny.com.
And you know what I also want? I want you to know how awesome you folks are. These groups are so funny, and they're only funny because of you. I mean, when it was just me and a couple of my friends, we were mildly amusing. We're hilarious now. And we get funnier every day because you keep bringing the funny stuff. So keep them coming, folks. We're growing. We're growing every day, and we're only growing because it's a worthwhile place for people to be. Why would you come join a group if it wasn't worth joining, right? And this one's worth joining because you've made it so funny. Folks, I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. I mean, I wish I could say hi to everybody out there, but I can't, of course. So I can make these videos for you. It's also a way for me to say thank you. Folks, I'm going to be here again on Friday in a video. I'm here every day, though. I'm always part of the group. I'm always around. I'm always checking out your stuff. Folks, I want you to have a fantastic day. I want you to have a fantastic day tomorrow. Keep laughing. Keep making people laugh. And we'll see you again real soon.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny. Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.